ESPN's First Take. The question was asked, which of Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson will win a Super Bowl?
Neither of you think it's Baker Mayfield, but Cleveland has the number 3 offense in the NFL. Why?
I'm not sold on Baker. I think that he deserves a lot of credit for the year that he had last year. I think that Kevin Stefanski has done an exceptional job of coaching him, and Baker Mayfield is on the way up. But when we saw Josh Allen sign 6 years, $250 million, $58 million extension, I was sitting there, guys, wondering, why the hell is everybody talking about Baker Mayfield? Like, oh, because Josh Allen got this money. Now let's see what Baker Mayfield is going to get. He can't make any argument for $258 million because Baker Mayfield hasn't been that kind of talent. Love his moxie, love his guts, love the talent that he's shown and the improvement and his level of focus and dedication. He deserves a lot of credit, and I'm rooting for him to be successful, albeit not against the Steelers. But that's a different level that we're talking about here. He's not a Josh Allen. He's not one of those elite quarterbacks that's going to garner that kind of money. We haven't seen that kind of potential from Baker Mayfield. We don't need to act like we have.
I think so.
Let's bring back in Ellis Williams. And Ellis, you know, it's kind of interesting. I don't think the gap between Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield is as big as it's played out to be nationally. And I think it would be interesting to see how both Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson did if they went through some of the similar things that Baker Mayfield has had to go through in his first 3 years.
Yeah, I completely agree. These things need to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. You know, the Bills made the playoffs the year before Josh Allen arrived, and the Ravens came off 9-7 and 8-8 respective records. And meanwhile, we all know what was going on in Cleveland. You know, a weaker quarterback may have been broken just by the 2019 experience within itself. But Baker Mayfield is still the quarterback in Cleveland and finished last year as one of the hottest signal callers in the game. And truthfully, a Wyatt Teller blown block against Chris Jones, and maybe the Browns are still driving and go on to beat Kansas City in this conversation is probably much different, even though it shouldn't be, because I do understand the argument. There is no debate that Baker Mayfield's resume does not match up with those two. Lamar Jackson, of course, is a league MVP in 2019, and then Josh Allen a year ago is second-team All-Pro and has made a Pro Bowl and was MVP runner-up to Aaron Rodgers' incredible season. Those are the facts. But again, you have to judge it case by case and include all the variables. And then it comes down to the player itself. You know, of course, there's a running dynamic to both Josh and Lamar that Baker doesn't have, but I do want people to understand that Baker's ability to scramble was a huge part of the offense late last year. And if that continues, then maybe there isn't much to make of that. Like, Baker is as good on his feet or as efficient on his feet as he can be. And that's saying a lot for a guy who's considered a pocket thrower. So when it comes to how this plays out, it's going to play out with Baker being a $40 million quarterback at some point. That's what Dak Prescott's at. Does he get to 43.5 like Josh Allen's at? I'm not sure. Pat Mahomes sits atop the league at 45, but timing's on Baker's side. That's just how these contracts play out. Baker's situation's on his side because he's going to come out and have a robust monster season with the best O-line in football, all his offensive weapons in a year 2 in Kevin Stefanski. And then you come back next year and hit the negotiation table. This is going to work out really well for Baker Mayfield, assuming he continues to make the progressions he's making. And then we're going to be talking about Lamar, Josh Allen, and Baker all in the same company. Again, the only difference is timing. And if this Josh Allen deal wouldn't have gotten done before week 1, they would have, you know, already been reported that they were going to let it go throughout the season. So we were, you know, it's all timing. We could have been sitting here with no Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Baker deal. It just so happened this one worked out. And the Ravens will pay Lamar eventually, and Baker eventually will also get his money.